Hi everyone, welcome to Swift Programming for Beginners, and I'm Shah. So last week we learned about arithmetic operators and compound assignment operators. As usual, we'll be using REPL.IT languages/Swift. And in today's lesson, we'll be learning about comparison operators and logical operators. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with comparison operators. Let's say, for instance, I have A and B. Then I want to see whether they're the same. So I can do this. Let's see whether this will run. Yep, it does. And let's print the value for C. So it tells you that A is equal to B. So note the difference here. This is assignment, and this is the comparison operator. So the comparison operator uses two equal signs, whereas for assignment, it uses one equal sign. So basically what we're doing here is that we're checking to see whether A is the same as B, and the result of that, which is true, is assigned to C. How about if A is not equal to B? Let's say, for instance, I'll change the value of B to 2, and then we run. So you see the result is false. Now I want to check to see whether A is not equal to B, then we'll use the not equal comparison operator, which is exclamation mark equals. So you can see that works out to be true. Now we can also have a greater than or less than. So A is greater than B, run. So the result is false. A is less than B, run, and the result is true. Then finally we have the greater than or equal to and less than or equal to. So let's change B back to 1. So we put A is less than or equal to B. Then we have the result as true. And if we have greater than and equal to B, then the result is also true. Okay. So that is a overview of the different comparison operators. Now let's take a look at logical operators. So logical operators, generally we have multiple conditions. Let's say, for instance, if you have cash and a credit card, you can pay for your lunch. Okay. So there are three logical operators. So let's take a look at them now. Okay, so the double ampersand sign is what you see here. This is a logical AND. So all conditions have to be true. So now we have D as true and E as false. And let F equals D and E. Okay, so because E is false, it should work out to be false, which is what it does. Because for a logical AND, all conditions have to be true before it evaluates to true. So if I change both D and E to true and then we run, so you see the result is true. Now, we can also use a logical OR, which looks like that. So as long as one of the conditions is true, the result will be true. Okay. So if, let's say, for instance, D is false and E is true, still evaluates to true. If D is true and E is false, still evaluates to true. And it's only when both D and E are false, then it evaluates to false. Okay. Now the final operator is the NOT operator. So let's say, for instance, I'll do NOT D. So since D's value is false, NOT D should produce true. Okay. So in a nutshell, okay, these are the comparison operators. And these are the logical operators. Okay. So I hope that was useful. Pretty much come to the end of the lesson. And I know some of you may feel that the lessons are a little short, but in my opinion, you need to learn the concepts well, and you can't learn too much because for those of you who are not experienced with programming, it tends to overload you. So we will go into more complicated subjects very soon, but for the meantime, this is the end of the lesson. Thank you for listening and watching, and I'll see you again on Thursday. And stay safe, everyone.